Right, so we're looking at axo and diametric projection here. So again, we're just taking 2D objects and drawing them in the 3D format, okay? So if we take a little look down again at our shape down here at the bottom, what we did yesterday was we divided our corners up and we numbered them, okay? So we had corners 1, 2, and 3 down the bottom. Now, we made sure that we noticed that the little black shape down the bottom here was actually indented into the shape. So we know that it's not, although it looks it here, we can see our dotted line, which means it's not flush with the side, okay? So we label the bottom and we label them now up here as well. So we have 1 and 2, because again, we know that number 2 is behind number 1 here. And the same in the bottom corner here, we have 3 and 4 would be back here somewhere like this. So number 4 would be located back there, so that's 3 and 4. If we look up at the top corners then up here, and again, we'll make sure to keep like above like. So I'll keep number 1 above number 1, number 2 above number 2, and number 3 and 4 above 3 and 4. Okay. So the top label 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll come over here and we'll label them 1, 2, 3, and 4 also. So we've got number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay. So again, we can cheat a little bit with this question, and again, we'll have a look at how we do that here. So straight away, we've got a couple of corners projected back. So I know, looking at the shape down here, that this face here is going to be right here. And I know, look, they've already projected back the corner of it for me. So even without labeling these ones, and without labeling these ones, what I should be able to do is just project this line straight up to the appropriate height, because there's a line coming back here, okay? So without even labeling them, I know straight away that I can do that, okay? So I can bring this guy all the way up, and what's great about this is it means we don't need to bring back any of our own lines yet, so it's going to keep our page nice and clean, and we can have that coming all the way back there like that, which is lovely. So now what we'll do is we will label our corners. So we know, looking at this one here, that this corner here is going to be 1 and 4, and that this one over here is going to be 2 and 3, okay? Same up the top up here, we know that this one is going to be 2 and 1, and this one back here is going to be 3 and 4, okay? So what I'm going to do there now is I'm going to draw as much of this shape as I can. So I think I'm going to start with the roof next, because we can draw the entirety of the roof. So I'm going to project points 3 and 4. Like we said, there's our crow's feet down the middle. Everything on this side that comes back comes parallel with this line here. Okay, so I'm going to project, and we can use any line because they're all brought back parallel already. I project back point 3 and 4 all the way back, and then I'll bring down 3 and 4 up here all the way back as well. So 3 comes all the way down, and then number 4 comes all the way down as well. Okay, and where they cross over this line here, that's where we'll mark them in. Now again, a little cheat. Actually, we won't be able to do that here, but we'll just extend this all the way out until it crosses 3 there, which is lovely. We can label them there if we want. Then we've got 3 here, 4 here, we've got 2 here, and we've got 1 here. Okay, and again, slow the video down a little bit now if I'm going too fast, and we can just join them up like that. And what we're going to do after we join that one, okay, we're going to cheat a little bit again. We're going to use sliding set squares. So I'm going to put my other set square here and slide this up. The reason being is both those lines need to be at the same angle. If they're not, our drawing won't look right in the end, okay? And we need to make sure that they're at exactly the same angle. So that's that drawing nearly fully done there now. So all that's left to do is to draw the little curve in. But first, I'm going to find the point where this curve stops, okay? So we know we're seeing this side of it, which is here. So the curve stops at that point there. Okay, and at an outer point, it stops there. So because we want to see the outer point, because this is the outer point here, so the outer point there, we're going to project that back. So again, we just bring back that outer point to make sure it's parallel. It comes all the way back, and the same then up here, we're going to bring this point up here back parallel until they cross over. Okay, and they cross over just there. So now what we can do is we can heavy point 3 all the way in down there like that. Okay, now again, you can see there, right, my line is a little bit slanted and it doesn't look quite right. The reason being is there's a slight inaccuracy with one of my points, which is very hard to avoid in axonometric, and as you can see, this line should be perfectly vertical, and it's not. So what we do in axonometric, right, if this happens, we make our line perpendicular like this to make sure it's right, and then we draw our point nice and big like that to make it cover the two lines. So this is where we have to cheat a little bit in axonometric to make it right. Now look, some of you might be well suited to it and your points might be bang on, but for a lot of us, the points won't match up perfectly. So we draw like that and we doctor the point a little bit to make it look like it's there, okay? So to make our drawing 100% correct. So the last thing I'm going to do then is the inner corner here at the base, because we know back here that's slightly inward is an inner corner. So I'll mark my inner corner down here. I'll project it back parallel. Just like that. Bring it all the way back. Mark it off here. And as we can see, if we look down in our drawing down here, it should just go all the way back in and all the way straight up. Now we won't bring it all the way straight up just yet because we haven't drawn our curve, okay? So that comes all the way back down like that, which is lovely. I heavied it in a little bit too much there, but that's okay. So with the curve then, what we're going to do with the curve is we're going to use sliding set squares to break it up. So there's my 45 degree. Okay, and make sure you know that the center of our curve is there. So we're going to use our 30 degree and our 60 degree to break that up, okay? So I'll go 60 degrees first. And then I may slide this fella down a good bit and try and go 30 degrees then. There's 30 degrees, okay? Do the same thing then again. We're going to label our points. So I'm going to start from the bottom with 1. There's the first point I found at 30 degrees is 2. Second point I found at 60 degrees is 3. And the last point is at the top of the circle there at 4. So we've already got the point at the top of the circle. And we've already got the point at the bottom of the circle. There's point 1. There's point 4. So all we need to do then is get points 2 and 3. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to project them straight down. Again, make sure you use sliding set squares for accuracy. Project them all the way down like this. Okay? We're going to take our compass and we're going to mark the heights. So for point 2, I'll start at the base, measure up like that, come over here, and it's my outer line here. So I'll mark up like that. Make sure you know that's the outer line, because if you look at the drawing down the bottom left, we can see the curves on it's the outer line that we're seeing. So there's point 2. So I'm going to do point 2 first, and if you want to do this in colour to make it a lot clearer, you can. Just make sure in the exam that you do the colour nice and light, that it doesn't dominate your page. So like I'm going to do here, red comes back really light. You can barely see it. You can just faintly see the difference in the red on the screen there. And then comes back from point 2 over here as well, nice and light. And then I'm going to mark it with my pencil. Which is, where did I leave my pencil? There it is. There's point 2. Okay, and then we'll do the same for point 3. Again, if you're using colour, really light, so that the it doesn't dominate your drawing. Okay, you should be barely able to see the colour. Only you on your page should be able to see the difference. So I'm going to bring point 3 all the way back. So again, you can barely see that on my page. It's really light. And then I'm going to have to get the height of point 3 over here. Measure off there. Mark it off on the outer line. There's point 3. Lovely. And we'll bring point 3 back until it crosses over, again making sure we're parallel. And again, you can see my first 3 line. You can barely even see it on the screen. It's that light. And that's how light it should be. It should just be really light and just enough that we can just about see it. Okay. So you can barely even see that on the screen. But where they cross over is right there. You can just about see them crossing over there. And it just makes it, lads, when we're looking at our sheet, it makes it a little bit clearer for us to see. So I'll connect up 2 and 3 all the way there like that. And the last thing that we have to do then is project our point in the bottom corner all the way straight up. Just like that, okay? And that is that drawing, fully finished in less than 10 minutes, okay? There's no reason why you're not able to do that as well. So that's axonometric. We'll take another look at another one tomorrow. Try and finish this for homework. So we're up to the curve, so just make sure you follow the curve, okay?